Hi there, it's Olga and it's the day 19 of my 25 Days of Christmas tutorial series. Today's card, while still mailing friendly, has an unusual shape and it's meant for display, so let me show you how I made it. I'm going to start by creating a focal image. I'll be using this Nutcracker stamp, and the stamp set is from the latest Nutcracker release by Paper Discovery. I'll be stamping this image on a piece of watercolor paper using the gray VersaFine ink. Since I'll be using water-soluble markers, it's important to use the permanent ink. Coloring technique I'm going to use is pretty simple. I'm just going to apply a little bit of color onto the area and then I'm going to blend it out with the water brush. But instead of using the regular water brush, I'll be using Wink of Stella clear glitter pen. This one is also water-based but has a little bit of shimmer to it. I will try to keep my color palette very limited. I'm just going to use some red and green plus some yellow and gray. The image itself is not too large, so even a simple coloring without any shading would work just as fine. I'll keep on moving exactly the same way until I have all the areas filled. I'm not going to leave any white here. By the way, for the skin tone, I'm using Tattered Rose Distress Marker. This color seems to always work fine for this purpose. As always, the tools and supplies that I'm using will be listed down below in the description box, as well as on my blog. When I'm finished with the coloring, I'm going to take my scissors and cut out this image. In this project, I'm not going to leave any white border. I'm pretty much following the stamped outlines. And once my Nutcracker is cut out, I'm going to take the gray marker, this is Hickory Smoke, and I'm going to color all the white edges. When my focal image is finished, I'm going to go ahead and die cut all other elements. All those dies are from the different die sets and I will have them listed down below. So what I'm going to need is a couple of Christmas tree plus a circle with a decorative insert. So I've die cut those two doily shapes, plus I will need 3 Christmas trees out of patterned paper, and I also die cut the same Christmas trees out of white plain cardstock. Next I'm going to use my scoring board and I'm going to create a crease line right in the center of both circles. And then I'm going to fold them in half. I'm actually going to create a stand to hold the Christmas trees and the Nutcracker upright. So I am applying some liquid glue onto one half of one of the circles and then I'm sticking down the other one on top of it. I just have to make sure I'm not sticking down the other half of the circle. So this is the shape that we are going to get, and now we're going to attach the rest of the elements onto it. The next step is sticking down the patterned paper Christmas trees onto the white bases. I just need to do that to make them sturdier since they're going to stand upright. The 2 of the 3 Christmas trees are made with the same die, so I'm going to trim down one of them just a tiny bit to make it look shorter and a bit different. And now I'm going to attach the trees onto the white base. I'm starting with the large Christmas tree, the one that is gray, and I'm sticking it down right in the center, and I just have to make sure I'm not overlapping the fold line. Then I'm going to stick down the second Christmas tree, and I'm moving it a little bit to the right from the first one. I'm just using the liquid glue to stick down everything. The last Christmas tree is the smallest one. I'm going to trim it down just a tiny bit, and I will be attaching it to the left from the center, and this way I'm going to finish off my little forest. At this point I thought that the empty space at the bottom of the card is perfect for the sentiment, so I'll be using a phrase, The Magic of Christmas. It's from the same stamp set that Nutcracker comes from. I'm stamping it down with the same gray ink that I used for the Nutcracker. It's hard to tell with the pattern paper, but the smaller Christmas tree also has the ornaments that are embossed. I'm going to use that embossed pattern as a guide, and I'm going to apply some Nuvo drops. The color I'm using is Oyster, which is super light gray that looks almost like white. I'm just squeezing out a large drop to make each ornament. After I have finished the large ornaments, I'm going to switch to another color, which is Sugared Almond, and I'm going to create garlands. I will just need some tiny drops to make them. After I have decorated the Christmas tree, I'm going to switch on to the next medium, also by Nuvo, and this one is called Stone Drops. This medium is just as thick as the regular Nuvo drops, but this one is matte, and it also has some fine kind of sand in it, and it's perfect not only for creating stone textures, but for creating the snow. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that medium around the outlines of my Christmas tree, as well as along the outlines of the branches. I will also be applying some of the stone drops along the bottom of the card. And now it's time to attach my focal image. I'm just applying some glue at the wrong side of the cutout image, and I'm sticking it down, lining it up with the bottom of the card. Next, I'm going to apply a tiny bit of snow at the top of his head and a little bit to the shoulders as well. As a finishing touch, I'm also going to squeeze out some sugared almond drops around the sentiment, and then I can call my card done. This is what the finished project looks like. It's pretty flat when folded down, and it will fit into 5x7 envelope. When you unfold it, however, it can stand on its own on a horizontal surface, which makes it perfect for display. I hope you enjoyed today's project. The tutorial number 20 is coming out tomorrow, and I hope to see you again. Have a great weekend, and thank you for watching.